Joining us now to talk about this dry spell is National Weather Service meteorologist Zach Heres. Zach, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So it's not just the lack of snow in Denver and Colorado as a whole, it's the lack of rain. We've really slipped into parts of the state being into severe drought. What's up with this weather setup, the pattern over the last several weeks and months that's led us to this point?
Yeah, we've really just had a persistent ridge of high pressure over the western United States. And when we've gotten that persistent high pressure there, the storm track's been well north of our area. And we just really haven't had a way to get a storm into the forecast area for us. So since June 1st, we've only recorded 1.88 inches of rainfall, which is by far the driest June to November period in history here. And we just haven't been able to change that pattern yet. So we've just been locked into this warm and dry pattern for the last several months now. And since August 1st, we've gone from essentially no drought in the Denver area to extreme drought. We're now up to 15% of the state in an extreme drought here in Colorado. So it's just been a really dry pattern here.
We talked about the 225 days in between snow in Denver. Has this season come close to setting any other records? I'm sure this lack of rain and snow going to be getting close in some areas.
Right, and this is the latest we've ever been in a season without measurable snow here in Denver. So we've had a couple of trace events where we've had just a few flurries in the Denver area, but we've still yet to record a measurable snow. And the previous record before this year was actually set November 21st in 1934. So we've gone over 10 days past that previous latest snowfall record. So we haven't quite yet set that streak of snow, but we've definitely already made it past the latest snowfall on record here to start a season.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy to beat that record by not 1 or 2 days, but really, you said close to 10 days. So how much of Colorado is still in a drought?
At this point, 95% of the state is back into moderate drought or worse. So we had some improvement this spring and in the early summer where we were still getting that active storm track here. We actually had a pretty wet March, April, and May, but once we got into June and beyond, it's just been very dry. So earlier in the summer, we were sitting at maybe about 50% of the state in drought, but we've already gone back up to 95% of the state in moderate drought now.
All right, so us as a meteorologist, always looking ahead real quickly, is there anything in the future that you guys think is more promising to see some more snow?
So we may see a light snow event, especially in the mountains this upcoming Monday and Tuesday. That's probably our first hope at seeing some measurable snowfall here. Beyond that, the Climate Prediction Center actually has above normal precipitation favored for the mountains in the 1 to 2 week period. So there's a little bit of hope on the horizon, but as far as a long-term drought relief, it's still not looking all that likely for the next couple of months. But thankfully, our most active snowfall is typically in March and April. That's when the mountains see their highest snow depths. So we've still got a few months to pick up, but we need some rain here and some snow soon.